right, let's bring that beat back.
What's going on, everyone? My bad. I decided at the very last minute that I wanted to grab a bottle of water. I got the right race pulled up. Excellent. That part's looking good. What's going on? Sebesius? Did I say that right? Hey, Bar. Tell me if I said it right. Doug, what's good? I got it. Awesome. Sebesius. Heard. I'm breathing hard. I ran up the stairs. Should not run up the stairs, especially not after a day of day drinking. What's up, Supra? Lawheads. Aka Supra. Okay. Well, I got the races loaded up. They were easy to find. We're at Dragon Trail. I love Dragon Trail. Everyone loves Dragon Trail. I think people lie and say they don't like it because they're sick of racing there, but we race there a lot for a reason. It's one of the OG tracks that came with Gran Turismo Sport when it shipped, and it was really, really good. I gotta say, I love Polyphony Digital's original tracks. Nobody makes original tracks like Polyphony Digital, I feel. I mean, we have got some gems. I can't wait for Gran Turismo 7 so we get some of the other original tracks back, but I'm happy that we have Dragon Trail, Sardinia, Yamagiwa, all of that, Kyoto. Love all of those. Put those in all the games for me, please. Stick it into my veins. Thank you. Wow, Bar. You should shower. Doug said he needs to shower. And honestly, I believe him. All right. Yes. Ballast for race 1. You already updated in the standings? Okay, I'll go check that out. I probably should have taken this screenshot so that I could put it up on my stream, but it's too late. I don't feel like doing all that right now, but cool. Doug is at 93% weight, Supra at 92%, Razor at 92%, Bar at 90%, and 750 at 89%. Cool. That's after... Oh man, I need to open that in a bigger sheet of paper. Yes, a bigger sheet of paper, a bigger screen. All right, cool. Got the standings for the last race. Just want to make sure I remember who finished first. Doug finished first in both races. Right. Ooh, I have spoilers. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I shouldn't have opened that. I shouldn't have opened that. It has Dragon Trail standings, so spoilers on there. She reads 30 seconds after the spoilers. No worries. I'm going to figure it out. I had a really busy weekend, so I wasn't able to sync up with Bar like I wanted to make sure I avoided spoilers and got the right info. But it's not a problem. I really didn't see much. I promise. I didn't see much. Let's do this. Race 1. Round 2. Race 1, rather. Let's get it. We'll try to wait till after the stream to update. No, you don't have to. We can talk about a system that works. I don't want you to have to, like, do anything crazy in the server or whatever. Like, have a gag order. I know you have a gag order right now. I promise you, I'm not even checking the server that often. So, you and I can work out a system where maybe you just share the relevant info for me. Like, just share it directly to me for the next race. But everything in the server can stay as it is. I jump in there from time to time to see chatter after the stream, like, just to see how people were feeling about races and stuff like that. But I'm typically not checking it before my stream, honestly. Like, between the race and before my stream. We'll work something out. Alright, in a moment, we'll take a look at our starting order. I mean, we see it here. We got 11. It's a nice grid. Nice grid there. Yep. Now we can pause. Okay, I can show people's names. So that works. Okay. So first up, we've got Hair Razor up top in that martini liveried. Are we doing the 911 here? Yes. The 911. Why do the proportions look so off? Is this the Cayman? Am I getting that wrong? Nope, that's definitely a 911. It's the same car. It's a GT3 RS all season long. I don't know why I forgot that. But I was like, I knew I was right, but I'm like, that doesn't look like a 911 from that angle. I got so thrown off. Ignore my eyes. Ignore me, quite frankly. I don't know why you guys watch me and listen to me do commentary. I'm obviously terrible at it. All right, so Hair Razor there. I'm going to go ahead and set everything up so I can see everything. In second place, we are looking at Jack Mia. Ooh, nice job there. Tin Pan Driver. Is that a substitute bar or are they supposed to be in there? Let me know. We'll come back to it. By the way, this is reverse grid, by the way, from the finishing order of the last race. New driver. Heard. Okay. Is this... No, this isn't reverse order from the last race. This is... How is this grid set? That part I didn't understand very well. Quali then race. Okay, so the very first race is always a qualifier. The second race is reverse grid. Okay, I wasn't sure if it took anything from the last round, basically. All right, cool. So this is a qualifying order. Hair Raiser, Jack Mia, Tin Pan driver, new driver. Doug Barrow, familiar name in that Octane Porsche with the wheels slightly cocked for the camera. It's a look. Superboy, nice gold winding road livery. Bar in the Rothmans livery still. 750 DeWalt livery. I don't remember what he had last time. Yep, done off qualifying with the championship ballast. Gotcha. And I'll go over the ballast as well. I should have mentioned that for the drivers that have it. Oh, this camera angle sucks. But Dom Danger. Here, Happy Pappy still on the Kappa liveried green 911. I like it. I love it. And SPG in the Caterpillar. And Lone Ghost. Is that also a new driver? A Porsche design livery there. Carlsberg's. Okay, I was trying to figure out the main sponsor. I like to see this Porsche design on there. So that's our grid. Nice, colorful, beautiful grid of 911s. And we talked about people having ballast. So some of these drivers are carrying ballast, extra weight, rather. The five drivers that are carrying that are Doug. He's carrying 93% weight in his car. Supra has 92% of the full weight of this car. Razor, hi Mickey. Razor has 92% of the weight. Bar is at 90% of the weight of the car, and 750 is at 89% of the weight of the car. Everyone else is at 87% weight, so they're a little bit lighter than those five drivers. And with that, I think we can get started. First race is 30 minutes. It does require a stop. Doug keeps turning the wheel. It's throwing me off. Stop it, Doug. Leave it alone. Lights are going off. We just can't see them from this angle. Now, this is Dragon Trail backwards. It's Dragon Trail 2, which presents its own unique challenges. This turn 1, in fact, is one of them. You can take multiple lines through there, which makes it a lot of fun, actually, going backwards. And then you've got the run up to the chicane, which Jack Mia looks like he's got an excellent run to it. However, taking the chicane backwards is pretty different from taking it forward. You see Jack Mia touches the wall, a couple more wall touches there, but looks like the four top drivers are through. Happy Pappy a bit sideways and off into the side of the outside wall there. Just lost control again. That chicane is hard to take backwards. Hair Raiser and Supra, meanwhile, are side by side. Jack Mia having lost a lot of positions, down in 6th place, still losing positions after the chicane, after leading into it. So really bad luck for Jack Mia there. But again, at the top end here, we've got Supra and Hair Raiser going at it. Who got a jump start? Ooh, cheater. Oh, somebody's ghosted up there. It's Hair Raiser, I think, because of that penalty. And they've got to take that penalty eventually, I guess. But technically, passes can't be made while someone's ghosted. So really, that position should be protected from being passed. And in any case, Hair Raiser got rid of the last 2/10 going into the final chicane. The last turn going backwards. And that's one lap down. You know what? Why don't we go on board with with Supra, to take a look at how this goes backwards. Turn 1, again, you can take an inside line just like that, or you can brake very late and apex it very late, but I think Supra decided to go defensive there. Hair Raiser was right up on him looking for a move. That gives Supra the momentum, enough momentum, I think, to get into the chicane before Hair Raiser does. Hard on the... Oh, it's scary. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. It's kind of scary for me. It's traumatic. I've had many bad races going backwards there. But Makes it happen. Super gets there through there very cleanly. This corner is a lot of fun. Backwards again. You apex it later than you think. It's pretty weird actually to get through there. The S's are pretty straightforward going backwards, except you do have to be careful about overshooting it. You see Supra does lift through there because they're downhill. They are no longer a full throttle prospect, and Supra gets it wrong, hits the wall. Supra's into the wall, gets damaged. We're going to go on board with Hair Razor to finish out the lap, but that's what happens when you do the S's or take the S's with too much speed. So Hair Razor is now inherited first back. He did qualifying first, so this isn't necessarily a surprise to him. As he enters the final chicane, another spot where you have to be a bit more careful than you think because it is downhill, and then into the slightly uphill run to the start-finish straight, and that's a backwards lap around Dragon Trail. It is surprisingly fun. Very few tracks are fun forwards and back, but Dragon Trail is one of them. Let's see, have we missed any real drama? Supra sitting on a second's worth of penalty. Ooh, you can see that car leaning into that corner, both on the brakes and just compressing the suspension there as he turns in. Lone Ghost is pretty far back and braking very hard for turn one. It's, yeah, hard to tell if they're even in control of the car. SPG is pretty far back as well behind Happy Pappy. How far? And what happened? 5 seconds, 5.9 seconds back from Happy Pappy, so 6 seconds from the train here. Happy Pappy, of course, is at the back of it, having made a mistake into the chicane earlier in the race. Meanwhile, we have got Tin Pan Driver, a new driver, sitting in 8th place now. I'm going to keep an eye out on them. This livery is pretty interesting. It's reminiscent of, well, first it looks very Japanese. It looks almost like the Japanese flag, but I think he's channeling the old livery that used to be on the Porsche 917 race car. It looks good. It looks good. I love a throwback livery, just like I love Bar's Rothman's livery, as we see him going through the final chicane here. Ooh, a big bump there for Bar, but an even bigger one for whoever that was. Who was that? Supra. Let's go back and see that. Not sure what happened there. Coming into the final chicane, I'm guessing he just ate a bit too much curb somewhere. Yep, right there, and it bounces him, and it bounces him hard. That's a lot of curb to eat. The curbs are pretty deep in a lot of spots at Dragon Trail, and you, as a result, you just do not go over them. You can touch them, but if you go over them, they're gonna disturb the car. I want to stop it right at the point where it happens, and let's just kind of tiptoe through it. So he kind of just tosses the car into it. I think he might have been oversteering a little bit. I'm not sure, but he definitely overdoes it here. And you can see, this is what I wanted to show, the depth of the curb here. You just don't really have the suspension travel to dive down into that. I mean, look at that. That's insane. I've never looked at it from this angle. I mean, that is excellent. So really, you can't hit this curb and not bounce up in any of these cars. But I will tell you what you can hit them and bounce and be fine in. Ford Raptors. I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago, there was a daily race. It was the Ford Raptor here. I kid you not. And KH Kenny and I, oh my God, we spammed the hell out of that race because you could just eat these curbs and cut the chicane so well. Not so much in a 911 GT3 RS, as Bar has learned, because he goes flying straight instead of continuing to turn. And he does get the car turned around, but then it eats more curb and just gets super disturbed, and that's the end of that. It spins around. So Barr is out of the running for first place, at least for now. We've still got Hair Raiser up top. Doug has been pretty quiet in second place, at least from what I've seen, but he's got Dom Danger right behind him, running in third here, right in the slipstream too. So I wonder if we're going to see any movement between these two. I don't want to miss anything that might be happening behind. I don't see any triangles that are still backwards. So, ooh, Doug gets into the wall in the chicane, and that gives Dom Danger the pass. And actually, that was pretty excellent to even avoid Doug there, because usually when you're following someone in the chicane, if that person eats the wall, you about to eat that person and then eat the wall. So, nice job by Dom. I want to see what that looked like from his angle. Just able to avoid Doug on the inside there. Nice job to inherit second place. Pretty much handed to him there. Not handed. That's not fair to say. Again, kept a cool head. Didn't hit Doug, but then didn't make it through the hairpin very well. Doug flashing the lights there as Dom gets back on track. Just ahead of him. Wow, Barr having a moment outside of this corner as well. Just a quick rewind. This is Barr through the chicane. And then coming into that hairpin corner, what happens there? Just, I'm not sure. I think just understeered out and gets into another one of those very deep curves, luckily on the outside, and it doesn't spin the car. But, man, everyone having a little bit of trouble with the track this way around. Makes sense. You don't race the track this way around very often. This little battle here between Dom Danger and Doug rather, is looking pretty good. Super cracking up. I think, yeah, it takes basically to be good at Dragon Trail backwards. You either have to have pretty much spammed a daily race at it, or you have to have done a private league in it and practiced it all week long, right? It's not, Barr doing the exact same thing that Super did last time, but luckily is able to handle it somehow. I think maybe Super got a little bit too much of the car up over the curb. But anyway, unless you race in a private league where you've been practicing this all week long, Hair Raiser mowing the grass a little bit, you just, it's hard to learn. It's hard to master the track this way around for sure, because it's got just a whole different set of dangers. Like, the same corners are dangerous, but for completely different reasons, because it's the other way around. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Supra down into ninth place after having once led this race, I think, for a little bit there. You can see him just literally tossing the car into the chicane. Nice. I don't even know if I can be that reckless driving the car, but Supra manages to be pretty accurate with it, and I have to commend him for that. Doug is still chasing Dom here, not able to catch just yet. In fact, just a little bit further away than the last time we saw. Can't really see behind us. A whole lot of roll cage there. But this chase still happening. You know what else I really love about this track as an original track? Is that PD really put their whole foot into the camera angles around this place. Like, everything is a vista. Everything's beautiful, quite frankly. All the shots are gorgeous around this place. And I really appreciate that. Here is Tin Pan? Yes, Tin Pan on Barr. Gets a nice slipstream out of the last corner and into the front straight, and outbreaks him into turn one. It didn't really have to outbrake him, really. He was already ahead. So nice job, pass made in the straight there for fifth place. Tin Pan again is a brand new driver to the series, and is showing that they got a little bit of something here. We got a little bit of a battle, a three-way situation between, not anymore. It's not funny. I don't know why my reaction was to laugh. But, I mean, that was kind of funny. So, 750 just ran into the wall in the chicane. And here we're watching Happy Pappy react to 750's presence. I think 750 just went solid in front of him. But let's just go back and see what happened there. Oh, man. I can't believe I busted out laughing like that. I'm such a professional commentator, y'all. I'm such a pro. Everything was going great. Ooh. Yep. Ouch. And then here's Happy Pappy coming up behind. And unfortunately, 750 goes solid right then. And that throws Happy Pappy off. 750 gives that position back. Here's Supra. Here is Bar having spun. Oh my god, we have so much to see. Okay. We'll start with Bar. Leaving 750 behind in the chicane. Now, keep in mind, last time around, we saw Bar have an issue in this exact corner, and he just oversteers into the corner there. Easy to do. And, we start to see Bar and Supra come by, as well as, 750. I think Happy Pappy just got a little bit sideways there. None the worse for the wear, though. But, man, this race is constantly changing. So, Bar now out of the top 10, I believe. Let's see where he falls. No, he falls into 9th place. So, can still race. We lost somebody. We only have 10 on track right now. But it's still a hair raiser up front. Dom Danger is still holding Doug Barrow off and doing a pretty good job. They're even further away from one another since the last time we checked. What's that gap? Dom and Doug, 1.5 seconds is the gap between these two. Jack Mia, meanwhile, is in 4th place, having run away from everybody. Tin Pan just went straight. Let's take a look at what happened there. Final chicane. Again, maybe the same thing that happened to Bar. No, not the same thing that happened to Bar. I think just didn't slow down enough. Luckily, is able to save the car from a big spin there. But Super is not having a good time in this chicane. That was fantastic. Yeah, I need a photo of that. Like, ASAP. Hold on. We're going to pause right there. We're going to do this right now. Okay. Typer suffered connection failure. Gotcha. Understood. Bar, your controller disconnected. Oh. Damn. Put that bump there. Who indeed? And why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, this is just great. No, I think I liked it higher. Yep. Go shoot. I haven't taken a photo in this game in years, and yet here we are. Let's close that aperture up. Let's like, what? Okay, I guess you're just really close to the wall. I guess it's just all gonna be, you know, we're just gonna take it. Take the photo. No, that's not how you do that. How do you? Triangle. Got it. There. That's all I needed. I just needed that. And then I'll go back to commentating on the race. I promise. Honestly. Yes, save this photo. I'll share it later. I think I have to give it like a title and all that stuff if I share it right now, and nobody has time for that. All right. We good? We're good. Yes. No. Leave me alone. Why does it take so long to get out of here? All right. So that's Supra dead. Rejoins, though. Kind of a pro rejoin. Nice job. Just gets right back on track like nothing happened. Didn't even, like, no fishtailing, nothing. Jump back on track like an absolute pro. In 8th place. I think maybe taking some penalty there. I can't see it on the screen, but Looks like he was slowing down and ghosted, so that makes sense. Here is Hair Raiser, though, still pretty far ahead. What's Hair Raiser's gap? 7 seconds, I'm sorry, 4 seconds, rather, to Dom Danger. You can see right here, 3.990 seconds is the gap there. Dom, meanwhile, has still managed to hold Doug off. I think the gap is yet again bigger. Let's look at it. Yep, 2.5 seconds between these two drivers now. So Dom really just putting down some fast laps here. I think Hair Raiser still has the best lap. Yes, actually just put it down last lap. It was a 1:44.1, but Dom isn't too far behind, maybe half a second behind as far as outright pace goes. I don't think anyone is going faster than Dom except Hair Raiser. Yeah, everyone's fastest lap is a little bit slower than Dom's. So the pace battle is between these two, though. Hair Raiser, again, with a half second advantage there. Not much crash damage in this, Ed. No. Funnily enough, there is damage, but not that much. Doug is off in that final chicane. I think that final chicane is throwing a lot of people off there. He just took a long ride in the grass. Actually showed off some pretty good rallycross skills there, if you ask me. Kept it straight, kept it cool, got back on track, no problem, and is able to break in time for turn 1. After that long straight, those tires wouldn't still be too dirty, but they'd still have a little bit of a long braking distance into turn 1 there, I think. Tin Pan still in 5th place. I don't know that they're getting closer to Jack Mia. Why don't we pay attention to that gap? It's 3.8 seconds now. I'm sorry, it's 3.4 seconds now between Jack Mia and Tin Pan. So kind of far from one another, but we'll pay attention to that if I can remember that number. Is this the bathroom? I don't even remember what that is. I don't even remember what that is. Is that where I run into enemy territory? Because thanks for the bits, but I can't do that right now while I'm commentating. You did have a weight issue. You did. You were holding it down for a bit there. Happy Pappy is in 8th place, Bar in 9th. We lost another driver. We've got 9 left on track here, so it's getting smaller, but we are doing just fine. We're 14 minutes into the race. It is a 30-minute race, and there's a mandatory pit stop. You must stop and take tires before the end of the race, and we'll probably need to take fuel. Some people, if they've been pretty judicious with their fuel, won't have to. Here's Doug going to come in and go ahead and take an undercut by pitting a little bit earlier than everyone else. I'm coming for tires. I'm sorry, not Doug. That's Dom. Coming in for a fresh set of racing softs and maybe a splash of fuel. Tin Pan is also in to the pits, as is Supra. So a few people going ahead and jumping in, taking fuel and tires, and going. Several people, in fact, more than I would have thought before hitting the 15-minute mark, but I guess now is as good a time as any. Hair Raiser almost sounds like he's just cruising. I know that's not the case, but that shot right there made it seem like he was just relaxing. Ghost disconnected. Gotcha. Okay, thank you. So Hair Raiser, Doug, 750 are still out. They did not pit. Dom has come out in 4th place, having pitted for fresh tires here, and is right behind 750, it looks like. So it's definitely going to get that position once 750 does decide to pit. See a lot of body movement in these cars, in the S's. It's kind of cool to see it. Watch the suspension modeling working. You've got some interesting weight transfer through there, especially being downhill. There's a shot, I'm trying to remember what corner it is. It's the first corner. Braking for turn 1. It looks really interesting. You can see a lot of the movement in the car. Let's see if we can see it with 750 here. As he goes through start-finish straight, you can see more drivers pitting to take a fresh set of racing softs. Well, we didn't get the angle that we were looking for. Well, you get that, but you can see the dive when he hit the brakes, and then obviously leaning on that outside tire through that very long downhill sweeper. It's pretty cool to see. I think at this point, almost everyone is pitted. 750 hasn't. It's just 750 at this point who has not pitted. So 750 is on the oldest set of softs out here, and carrying a little less fuel than everyone else. Probably going to pit sometime soon, I'm guessing, though. Dom is coming up closer. Dom has to know, probably doesn't necessarily have to worry about taking this position or working too hard to take this position, as 750 has not pitted. But obviously he's not going to want to get stuck behind the driver if 750 decides to go another lap. Bar, meanwhile, is in front of Happy Pappy this time around and trying to hold him off. You see them straddling that outside curb there. By the way, if Jack is going very slow, he's suffering from technical failure. His shifter broke, may lose him for a few weeks. Gotcha. Okay. Yes. Okay. Technical failures. Heard. 750 is in, and here's Hairraiser, and here's Dom. Dom isn't that much further away from Hairraiser. 2.5 seconds is that gap, and I think that's actually closer than it was before. Now, Hairraiser was showing that he had more pace, more outright pace than Dom, but Dom is in a better position to make a move should Hairraiser have an issue. So, oh, and never mind. Dom into the wall, into the chicane, and that's unfortunate there. Here's Doug. He's going to be able to make that pass. Yes, Doug is able to make that pass, but Dom, unfortunately, slams right into the wall at the start of the chicane, and so loses that advantage that he had gained to Doug. Just overturns it a little bit, it looks like, and ends up in it. Big damage on the front there. You can see damage on the front splitter and the wheel in the little diagram on the left. But as someone pointed out, the damage in this game, the damage model isn't very punitive at all. It's not catastrophic. And yeah, PD just hasn't ever really been about that. In fact, I would say that the effects of damage in this game seem to be a lot less dramatic than they were even in Gran Turismo 5 and 6. And I'm guessing that's because that wasn't the focus of this game. This game was originally supposed to be simply for, you know, an exercise in how we could do esports in Gran Turismo. Like, the whole point was to create an engine and create a network environment where you could have close online racing. It was never supposed to be a full Gran Turismo game. But yes, the chicane of death claims another victim. Ooh, 750 taking a ride, a long ride, until he finally hits the wall, and that punts him back onto the track. What was that, after the S's? Yeah. Yep, going down the S's, careening down. Again, you're carrying a lot of speed, and it's easy to underestimate just how fast you're going into this final corner here. And there he is, dips a wheel into that grass and gets stuck in this grass until this wall mercifully punts it back on track. Luckily, misses Super there because it could have easily taken him out. But yeah, loses a position in the process. So 750, just another one of our very friendly, very useful drivers helping out with the lawn maintenance around Dragon Trail. We thank you for your work and your dedication. We appreciate you. Here they go through the final chicane, which typically isn't a death chicane, but we've seen a couple of deaths happen in it, going backwards, and it's not the friendliest place going forwards either, to be honest with you. Very easy to get caught up in those big curbs, easy to oversteer to the very outside of the chicane, understeer rather, to the outside of the chicane, going up that hill through it. So it's definitely not your friend in any direction, really. Doug finds himself back up in second place. It's pretty far away from Hair Raiser at this point, 6.8 seconds, but there's still about 9 minutes of racing left to go, and we've seen, well, we've seen walls. We've seen walls happen. We have seen curbs happen. We have seen walls and curbs happen. We have seen chicanes happen. We have seen curbs in chicanes happen. I'm not saying something's gonna happen. I'm just saying something might happen. Watch yourself. Dom, meanwhile, isn't even that far from Doug and has been putting down faster times. So that damage has disappeared from his car. It's miraculously fixed without ever having to take a pit stop. And here he is, just behind Doug, closing in to try and secure second place again. I don't think first place is really in the purview. Again, you never know what might happen in the race, but second place is definitely within sight. He's definitely getting closer and closer. I'm going to check on the rest of the field. It doesn't look like anyone else is racing very closely. Happy Pappy into the grass outside of the final chicane. Tale as old as time. We've seen it a million times. Let's go back. This is our only battle here. We're going to go on board with Dom Danger as he chases Doug down through the chicane. Goes purple in that sector while doing it. So Dom is definitely going for speed here. That is the very first sector, of course, so it might have been carrying a lot of speed from a good slipstream down the front straight, but he's definitely getting closer and closer. Sketchy. Doug goes wide to set up for the S's, and Dom poked the nose in there thinking that was an opportunity to be inside, but Doug might not have seen him and turns into him, but it doesn't matter. Neither one of them crashes. Dom looking to the inside of the final hairpin. Oh, unfortunately gets caught up in one of the big curves. The curbs, listen, the curbs gonna curb, y'all. The curbs gonna curb. You get out here and you're just kind of stuck for a second, and then you have to literally hop back over to get back on track, and that loses all of the time that he has made up on Doug for the moment. Of course, there's still, like I said, a lot of racing to do. 7 minutes worth of racing, but mistakes like this are costly, and Dom's gonna want to keep it together, keep it tight if he wants to catch back up to Doug. He's got a lot of work to do now. Goes purple. Yes, so if you see, like, when people cross a sector marker, like you're about to see a time pop up over this guy's head right here, that 1:45.642, that's actually the start finish line, but the track itself is cut into pieces, and if you look on the track map on the right, you'll see black lines in various places. Those mark the beginning and ends of sectors, and as drivers cross those lines, we'll see a sector time. That's how fast they went in that particular piece of the track. And if you have just posted the absolute fastest time through that piece of the track, the time will be purple. Now, Tin Pan just passed the sector time. His was blue. That means it wasn't the absolute fastest, but blue does mean it's his personal fastest through that sector, up to a point. But purple is associated with the best. You can see Hair Raiser's got a purple lap on the right-hand side here. Lap 6, he went the absolute fastest lap of the race so far. It was a 1:44.1. I'm actually shocked that he hasn't beat it yet. He said 1:44.5 his last lap, and he's coming into the end of this lap. Let's see if he finally beats that 44.1. He should have less fuel in the tank than he did on that lap, or maybe a similar amount of fuel. Not really sure on the math. When did he pit? Lap 9, and he's doing lap 14 now. Okay, so no, he should have less fuel. Is he faster though? Nope, he's not faster. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Dom versus Doug. Dom is close again. Again, Dom just has some outright pace over Doug, and I think we're gonna see another attempt at a pass here. We got 5 minutes left in the race. He probably my heart. My heart cannot take it, Dom. Please stop stressing me out. What is that? Big oversteer coming out of turn 1 for Dom. Luckily does not completely lose the car and end up in the wall, but that's going to cost some more time, whereas he was getting pretty close to Doug and possibly into his slipstream for the chicane of death, but not this time, and maybe that's a good thing because he does make it through the chicane okay this time around, and so lives to keep on chasing Doug. But we probably have just a couple of laps left. A little more oversteer for him into that corner there. Actually ended up using it to his advantage a little bit, I think. But it looks like oversteer is kind of a theme with these cars in this particular configuration. Now, keep in mind, Doug is carrying more weight than this driver is. Doug is actually carrying driving the heaviest car in the field. He's got 93% of that car's full weight on board, whereas Dom will be carrying just 87% of that weight. I believe you guys told me the full weight is 1,235 kilograms from what I recall. No problem, Sabicius. So do the math on whatever 93% of 1,235 is versus 87% of it, and you'll see that Dom has the lighter car on Doug, and so Doug is not necessarily a sitting duck. I mean, he could have more pace than Dom, but I believe he said earlier in the chat here that this is kind of a weak track for him, or somebody said that. But he is also, like I said, carrying quite a bit more weight than Dom is in his car, and so Dom just keeps on getting closer. 3 minutes left in the race, so not a lot of time left to make that move happen. Tin Pan is still chilling in 4th place, hasn't had to race anybody in a long time. He's doing great, but he's running out of fuel. I think he has enough to make it 3 more minutes though. Doug is carrying a ton of fuel in his car. So I don't know if Tin Pan's either like a genius and really had that calculated well, or if Tin Pan's in danger of running out of fuel over the next 3 minutes. We'll see. 2 minutes now, really. 750 racing in 5th place, hasn't really had an issue. Supra is down in 6th. Unfortunately, a lot of issues for Supra during this particular race. And just trying to keep the car together. You can see just kind of fighting the body movement of the car through that awkward hairpin. It is really, really weird. It's not double apex going backwards, but it almost feels like it is. It's a very late apex, and there's kind of a kink in it. It's a weird corner, no, forwards and back, really. But anyway, Barr down in 7th place, was in 9th at one point if I recall correctly, so doing a good job to get back up to that. Happy Pappy, ooh, big lag spike there. I think we're seeing a lot of lag spike from Happy, but he seems to be doing okay in 8th place. And Jack Mia was having technical issues, and so unfortunately has landed down in 9th. Let's see what's going on with Doug and Dom. Dom doesn't seem to be any closer to Doug, or is barely closer to Doug this lap around, and I don't know that they're gonna get another lap to, yeah, I don't think so. This is Hair Razor's view right here. He still has yet to enter the S's, and there are 45 seconds left in the race, so I think Dom has missed his opportunity. Unless he can come up to Doug in the next few corners, they're gonna finish this race in this order. Jeep Man, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. One last time down the roller coaster of the S's. Man, I gotta say, it is really fun to get that right. Going backwards. It's traumatizing, but fun when you get it right. That's what this is. Dragon Trail backwards is trauma. Okay? Now compound that with a streetcar on racing softs where there's just a ton of body movement, as we've seen. We watched a little bit of that. It's kind of cool to watch, but you can see it's hard to keep control of the car through rapid direction changes because you're fighting and trying to bring that weight back in the opposite direction, and it's leaning. It cannot come back just yet. So our finishing order: Hair Razor, Doug, Dom Danger, Tin Pan is going to come in fourth, 750 in fifth place, coming through the final chicane now. Supra into, well, I can't call it just yet. Hold on, because we've seen Supra do some things in this chicane. Okay, he survives it. I think Supra is going to come into sixth. Bar sliding through the chicane for seventh place here, and then after Bar we're gonna see Jack Mia. We've lost another driver. Happy Pappy, we saw Happy Pappy was pretty laggy the last time we saw him on camera, and I think the disconnect happened, unfortunately, so close to the end of the race. But unfortunately Happy Pappy is probably not gonna score points, right? Is that what happens when you're disconnected? Oh, Bar, you said it was a weak track for you. Not Doug. Got it. So Doug was just fat. Heard. Congratulations, Hair Razor. Bar, you ran out of fuel? Nice. Good job. Let's see what he's sitting on. Yeah, you did run out of fuel. Completely on the line. Alright. So that was race 1. Of round 2. So if you are just joining, the way this works is there is a 30-minute race with the mandatory pit stop. That's what we just watched. And now there's a second race, no pit stop. It's 20 minutes. It is a sprint race, and it is reverse grid. We're gonna go through that one. I'm gonna take a quick sip of water. Actually, I should be able to do that while it's loading. And we'll get to it. Alright. Water sipped. I hope y'all also took a drink of water. Ooh, Rev. Alright. As you can see, it's reverse grid here. So we've got Happy Pappy up front, who disconnected, followed by Type R. I think Type R also must have disconnected, because I don't remember seeing him after a while there. Pardon me. Actually didn't want to go in this way. I just want to see the grid order. So, Happy Pappy, Type R, Jack Mia in third, Bar in fourth place, Supra in fifth, 750 in sixth place, Tin Pan Driver in seventh, and then our top three, Dom Danger in eighth, Doug Barrow in ninth place, and Hair Razor in last place. Thanks for calling me fat. You're welcome, Doug. I mean, me and you, we're just gonna be two fats together, okay? That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I just had a shit, so let's wait now. Thank you, Supra. We're really appreciative of that information. I hope it was nice for you. Hope it felt great. Did you read? Did you read something while you were in there? Jack had to quit for issues. Heard. That makes sense. Hopefully it can get it figured out before the next race, or I think you said he might be out for a couple weeks, so that sucks. But it happens. Our equipment breaks. It is what it is. When my wheel breaks, I don't know what I'll do, because I don't know how to race on a controller anymore. I've tried, and it's awful. I don't know how I used to do it. All right, shall we? We shall. Let's go here for the start. We're going to jump up top with Happy Pappy. Now, if you recall last week, Happy Pappy was getting it that second race. He did come in last in the first one, but in the second race, he held it down for a long time. It took several laps for anyone to get around Happy. Ooh, Bar gets a great start. And was it 750 in the Caterpillar car? Yeah, or whoever's in the Caterpillar car got a pretty bad start. Just a hesitation there on their part, but everyone gets through turn one pretty cleanly, sometimes 3 wide. Supra going up the inside on Happy Pappy to try to get into the chicane. He's going to outbrake him. Yes. Ooh. Nice heads up racing by everyone there to stay respectful, because that could have gotten ugly. But Supra makes the pass for first place. I think Supra remembers what happened last week and didn't want to get stuck behind Happy again. Happy was doing a great job defending at Mount Panorama, but now sits in second place with this entire pack still behind him. Who is that way back there? Tin Pan? Somebody just made that turn, just kind of careened through it. At the back, Doug Barrow still sitting in 7th, but Hair Razor up to 5th place already from last. We might have to watch Hair Razor's progression there. That was Dom slamming into the wall. Let's go back. We're going to see Dom slam into the wall, and then we're going to watch Hair Razor's progression from the start of the race here, because that seems insane. Everyone going through the S's here. Very scary. I think it looks like Dom gets a little bit of a hip check from Hair Razor there, and you're at the edge right there. So a hip check might as well be like, you know, he took your tire out at that point. But yeah, let's do this. Let's watch Hair Razor through this first lap, because we're halfway through the lap and he's already up to 5th place, and that's what I want to see. I should stream with a controller. I mean, I wish my early streams still existed. You can go back and watch that. I don't think anybody wants to see that now. So Hair Razor already up into 7th and going around the outside for turn 1. Stays safe and is up into 6th by the end of turn 1. So it didn't even take half the lap to really make this happen. Looks inside on Dom for the chicane. Opts to not take that position right then and there, but is looking for the right place. You can see how weird that hairpin is there, and that's how he gets 5th place. That's 750 going off the track in that hairpin. The braking zone starts slightly before you have to start turning, and it's weird to brake and also kind of turn but not brake too much, and it throws you off. But here is all 5 of the top drivers going through the hairpin or through the S's, and that's that hip check on Dom that throws him off. And that's Hair Razor's journey up into 4th place by the end of lap 1 after starting in dead last. Doug isn't too far behind. He's up into 6th place here. And we've got some passes going down on Happy Pappy up front, or some pass attempts. That's Bar and Happy Pappy there going into the chicane. Happy dips a wheel into the grass just before the braking, but is lucky enough to hold on to the car through it. Everyone getting a little bit out of sorts coming outside of that chicane. This is the very first lap of the race, and there is tire wear, so cold tires are a thing as well in that first lap and a half. So hopefully everybody can get some heat into those tires coming up soon here, and can brake more efficiently for these corners and turn more efficiently, because we saw some stuff there, didn't we? Supra is starting to run away from the pack already, so hopefully is able to eke out a really, really good lead there for the rest of the race. Could definitely use a win to make up for what happened in the last race there. Happy Pappy has been passed by Bar. We saw that earlier, but he's still holding it down in 3rd place. And Purple's the first sector, so boom. Bar messes up the hairpin and now has to race Happy Pappy up the hill. He's got 750 chasing him up as well, and it's just a battle of like torque, but everyone has the same car. So Bar lucky enough to keep that position, I think, by literally just making that Porsche as wide as he possibly could, if we're keeping it a buck, because they should have had him up that hill there, but unable to pass. In fact, I was talking about going purple in the sector. This is the second lap. Every sector is purple. Ignore me. 750, meanwhile, gets third place. Doug is up into fourth above Hair Raiser, so a pass for position there that I actually didn't see, but it looks like Hair Raiser's getting bumped right here by Happy Pappy. He holds on to it, but I think there was a bump there. Let's see, this is from Happy Pappy's view. Yep, a little bit of a touch throws Doug or Hair Raiser off. Not a bit. Hair Raiser able to hang on to the car through the chicane there, but that could have been really hairy for both of them, especially going through that chicane like that. Here's Dom still down in 8th place. As you recall, the top 3 start in the back. It's reverse grid, so Dom would have started in 7th actually. Actually maybe a little bit further back. In fact, I think we've lost some drivers again, but still struggling to get through the field here, and that's the beauty of reverse grid. Also, he's going to be carrying some ballast from his good finish in the first race, so his car is a bit heavier than SPG's here. Sorry, Tin Pan's here, and he is desperately trying to get past Tin Pan, and he's just unable to make anything happen. Wow. No, I'm gonna go back to that because Dom was driving the hell out of that Porsche, just looking left and right, trying to make something happen, but just could never get around Tin Pan. And I want to keep watching this battle. I know it's not at the top of the grid order. It's the battle for basically second to last. But still, I mean, look at it. It's glorious. Red and yellow right next to each other. Ooh, Dom tries to take a wide line and cut inside on Tin Pan there and makes it happen, but made it happen with a bit of a touch on Tin Pan. He does throw him off his line to make the pass. Tin Pan ends up way outside in the corner, not where he expected to be. Has to be judicious on the throttle just to keep the car together, and that does give Dom the position. Stewards may have looked at that and opted not to contest it. I may have contested it, but it looks like Tin Pan is messing himself up anyway, so maybe it wouldn't have mattered. Meanwhile, who is this? That's Hair Raiser on 750's booty, if you will. Doug is up into second place here over Bar. Do you think, you know what? Let's go back. Let's see if we can find that pass. If it wasn't too far away. It wasn't too far away. Here's Bar. I think it really starts in the chicane. Yes. So Bar super through the chicane, and that just gives Doug just a run, and he's able to outspeed him. Got it. Okay. That explains that pass. But here is Hair Raiser trying to get around 750. He's right in his slipstream in the back straight here. 750 goes a bit wide. Doug is going to brake a little bit earlier because he's carrying a lot of extra speed. Tries to go inside, not to make a pass, but just to keep a good inside line, a nice tight line through there to get on that throttle coming out of the corner and keep momentum behind 750. He manages to do that pretty well here. He's going to want to brake early again for the chicane, being in that slipstream. The chicane happens faster in this direction. And it can be pretty off-putting. See a puff of smoke from 750's car as he locks up the brakes there. Hair Raiser trying to keep the car inside. Has a little bit of a trouble keeping a very tight line there. I think he did tap 750, but again, not that big a deal. In fact, he ends up losing the race up the hill to 750. We are now watching from Dom's camera. Dom's made it up to 6th place after being in 8th the last time we checked. So he is up with our last race winner. Now, again, rubbing is racing. Yeah, that's why I was like, no big deal there. I think, unless you're talking about Dom's pass on Tin Pan, which was like, there's rubbing and then there's you threw him off his line. But I mean, not every race series is stewarded that strictly. So if that's okay for a pass, then that's okay for a pass. No biggie there. I think it's not like he literally put him into the wall or anything like that. But definitely messed up his braking. Anyway, Hairraiser's still up there trying to make a pass on 750. 750 is doing a good job defending against it, but Hairraiser is also carrying more ballast than 750, I believe. Hey, Bar, can you pardon me? Can you give me a rundown of who's carrying what ballast for this particular race? Because I know it changes from race 1. Oops. Wrong camera angle. Meanwhile, let me go back up front. I want to see what's going on there. Supra is still just absolutely running away with it. You can see several seconds pass before we can even see Doug behind. Doug is 4 seconds behind and trying his best to hold Bar off. In fact, so not chasing Supra at all here. He is in a bit of a battle. Bar chasing down through the S's. Both of them keeping it nice and tight. It's good to see. Nice to see that. Razor's 93% weight. Got it. Doug at 92. Dom also 93%. Okay. So Doug got a little bit of a break on weight for this race. 1% break. And that might be what's saving him from Bar here. So this is just what is considered race of Dom 91%. Okay, got it. I was wondering why both of them were at 93. Okay. This is what is considered race ballast. So what happens is, based on your finishing order in the last race, ballast or weight is added to the car as a sort of a penalty. Not necessarily like you did good, do bad now, but just simply to make the playing field a bit more even, right? Okay, you've shown that you're very fast. Here is some more weight on the car. Show us that you can do it again with more weight. So, first through 5th place all carry weight from race 1 into race 2 based on their finishing order. So, Doug came in 2nd, I believe, and so is carrying, yes, the 2nd most amount of weight. You can see Razor is carrying 93% weight because he won that last race. Now, there is also championship ballast. So, race 1, the ballast for race 2 is set by your finishing order in race 1 in any given round. However, in race 1, you are also carrying ballast that's based on your place in the championship. And so, in any given race, you could be carrying ballast or carrying, less or more ballast based on your performance. Doug out in the grass in the final chicane there. Hairraiser having some trouble, and that's giving Dom a run on him. So Dom, who I said was struggling to get out of the back of the pack, is now up to 4th place above over the winner of the last race, and in fact hits us with what was a purple lap for a second, but I think Hairraiser just beat that or something, because it's still purple. So Dom with a 144.4 on that last lap there gets up above Hairraiser. Dom is carrying a little less weight than Hairraiser. Razor's at 93% weight. Dom is at 91% weight, and so that advantage is clear there. And so he's going to try to run and catch up to Doug and Bar here, who are still at it. Bar just trying to find a way around Doug. Obviously, he's not losing him. He's probably got him on pace, but he's not been able to make a pass on him. Now he's looking to try to set up an over-under here into the S's somehow. Just take a slightly different line to try to maybe get a nose up on him somewhere in there. Not able to make it happen, though. Looks like Doug is still able to stay ahead of him. Barr looking inside for the last hairpin. Doesn't do anything. But it's out. I didn't even see how that really happened. I looked up in the upper right hand corner for like less than half a second, and Barr was dying. Oversteer and then finds the curb, which disturbs the car more before he can even get it settled. And that's all she wrote. Loses the back end. Is lucky not to spin completely, but now instead of chasing Doug, he's getting chased by Dom, who's been going pretty fast here. Barr, are you carrying... I don't remember if you're carrying ballast into this race. But Doug and Hair Raiser, our first place and third place finishers from the last race, looking to get back into the podium here. There's not a whole lot of time left to do it. We're 12 and a half minutes into this 20-minute race. They're both looking to get past Barr to at least finish out on the podium again. They both would have to get past, they would also have to get past Doug to make that happen. Supra has been running away with this race. At this point, it's his to lose. The gap probably even bigger. 3.5 seconds. It's a little bit bigger. It's not growing at a ridiculous pace, so we still got to be careful. Doug is still right there, ready to pounce. But Doug no longer has to worry about Barr, so Doug can just run away and make fast laps happen. Hey, Takal. Oh, we're getting bans. We're getting bans. Takal is at work. Don't get banned. What else? Barr still in third place. Hair Raiser just picked up a half-second penalty that he's going to have to bleed off eventually here. He's going to keep on bleeding it off in these corners pretty naturally. Takes a big chunk of it off right there. Ooh, and 750 is almost off and just saves it. What happened there? I get the feeling that he got thrown off by all this extra braking happening. Maybe, but also just took a lot of the apex. I think pretty much the same thing that happened to Barr happened to him there. Just disturbed the car a little bit too much. Got some of that weight transfer going the wrong way, and then it swung back the other way on him. Easy to do. Meanwhile, Supra, Doug, crossing the start-finish straight. We got 6 minutes left to race. Barr just hit the fastest lap, a 1:43.7. I think... Are y'all going faster this race? And just after doing that, messes up turn one, ends up going wide on the outside, and ends up in the grass just before this short straight headed into the chicane. So Barr loses another bit of time here. Luckily, doesn't have anybody too close to him. Dom is still out here fighting off Hair Raiser, and Hair Raiser still just maybe not even fighting him off. It looks like Hair Raiser's kind of just holding on to him. You went faster because you lost a lot of weight. Right. Okay, because you're at 87%, not carrying any ballast. Got it. .750 with a lot of tire squealing just a second ago. Is still losing time. He's got Tin Pan Driver right up on him now. Yeah, I figured you were banning bots again. Still, don't get banned, y'all. Don't get banned. Thank you, Takal. I think you're my only active mod. I'm pretty sure. I need new mods. Ooh, Happy Pappy. Swinging that back end around, coming out of the S's. Hangs on to it, though. Type R is still sitting in last place. Just haven't really heard much from him all race long. So it's Supra still up front. We got 4 minutes left. in the race. Just a couple more laps to get through. He hasn't really had to worry about very much during this race. So very lucky there. Doug did have a lot to worry about a little bit ago because Barr was right up under his wing, but he has since lost the tail. That's Barr way in the distance to Doug and nowhere near being able to make a move on him or anything like that. I'm gonna just let y'all listen to the sounds of the race for a little bit. Taking a look through the order here. No real excitement from anybody. The field is fairly spread out. Dom has rather created a good bit of a gap to Hairraiser. It's not massive by any stretch. One mistake could bring that gap down, but even these two aren't really racing together anymore at this point. It looks like we probably won't, but we might have a quiet finish to this race. 2 minutes left. We're 19 minutes in. This is Supra entering the final chicane here, so we are probably going to have another lap. Yeah, he'll definitely cross the start-finish line before the 20-minute mark happens here. So him and possibly Doug will at least have another lap to go. Barr probably as well. And here are Dom and Hairraiser to come through also. So top 5 taking crossing that line before the 20-minute mark ends. Top 6 with Tin Pan here, and 750 is probably also going to make the cut. Here's Happy Pappy. I think he's going to cross in time. Type R takes the checker flag. He crosses after the 20-minute mark. So that's the end of the race for Type R. Everyone else gets in before the 20-minute mark. So they're going to go around one more time. Kind of stressful in a race where mistakes can happen anywhere, right? Here's Hairraiser a lot closer to Dom than the last time we checked, in fact. 750 really sliding his back end around that uphill hairpin there. I see a lot of the cars having trouble around that hairpin. It's just kind of hard to keep it together. Here comes Supra coming into the final chicane to finish up this race. It ain't over till it's over, so we'll make sure that he gets through there cleanly. Looks like it makes it happen. So Supra is going to take first place in this race in the redemption finish over the first one. Doug takes second again. Nice job there. Bar gonna come into gonna come in third here. And here's Dom with Hair Razor right on him. Hair Razor looking to see if maybe he can use the slipstream to just grab third. Dom is going to try to squeeze him into the wall there. And Hair Razor is not able to get third place off of Dom. Or fourth place, rather. Comes into fifth behind him. Tin Pan crosses the line here in sixth. And we're going to watch 750 do a 720 through the checkered flag, and then Happy Pappy is the final one to cross the line in eighth. Fun race. Another fun race. So, me. That has done things to the championship. That has done things to the ballast situation, of course. Bar. I'm going to go ahead and upload this tonight. So it's up there, and thank you, Doug. I appreciate it. And during the week, we'll talk about getting me the relevant info for each race. I think what matters is current championship standings, finish order of the last race, ballast that racers are carrying into race 1, ballast they're carrying into race 2, and that should be it. We'll talk about it. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. This was a lot of fun, as usual. Let me put on some music for y'all to go off to while I go offline. I'll see you next week.